Now, in continuation of my cut content breakdown series on Tensura Season 3, we'll be going over episode 17 in today's video, which is called The Lightspeed Hero, and this will be the official anime appearance of Masaoki Honjo, showing us his character backstory and why he is known as the king of the Tensura universe. In addition to that, we'll also be learning about some of the upcoming activities Rimuru and his friends have prepared for the Founders Festival. As usual, I'll be covering the contents they remove and providing a breakdown for the episode, so a spoiler warning for anyone that hasn't watched the episode yet or might find the cut content information I mentioned to be spoilers. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. To start, episode 17 covers the epilogue of volume 8 as well as the prologue and chapter 1 of volume 9, and it continues directly from the events of episode 16. So to explain, once the meeting ended with the Tengu delegation, Rimuru gathered his executives to hear about their individual progress report before the Founders Festival begins, and Rimuru also wanted to introduce guard meal mouse to everyone and marshal the following sequence that occurred with him explaining the schedule for the festival, along with the activities they will be organized for the 3-day event will pretty much go accordingly with the light novel. And did you notice the cameos of characters from the OVA series, such as the one from Rimuru's glamorous life as a teacher, along with the visions of Kalea's projects? Having said that, after the schedule was explained, Rimuru wanted to know if there are any complaints or issues from his executives, when Rammus and Valdra informed him about the forest on floor 95 overgrowing to floor 71 due to the abundant magic inside the labyrinth, and how it's preventing stronger monsters from spawning, so they had hoped Rimuru can help clear the forest and choose someone else to serve as a floor boss, rather than relying on monsters that will spawn naturally. Rammus also wishes for Rimuru to provide materials so that she can create another elemental colossus like the one we see used in Season 1. It was then Shuna, Trainee and Ranga would interject because they all have suggestions about possible candidates that Rimuru can use as floor bosses, and it was kind of disappointing the anime removed who Shuna and Trainee recommended. Essentially, Shuna recommends putting a Daemon and his undead subordinates in because their presence were apparently scaring the visitors during nighttime, while Trainee suggested to have Apito and Zagion since they were familiar with tending to the forest. Of course, Rimuru easily agreed to the proposal, so he would put a Daemon on level 51 to 60, while Zagion and Apito's domain would be from level 71 to 80. Honestly, I really don't understand the creative choice of not wanting to show Zagion and Apito. I mean, even the Daemon was given some screen time during the conflict with the Holy Knights, but somehow the anime can't even spare a few seconds to have Rimuru or even someone else acknowledge their existence. But ranting aside, when it was Ranga's turn, he brought out the spirit fox that Rimuru tasked him to take care of back in season 2, and much of the following sequence shown in the anime will happen in a similar fashion with the light novel, although the episode doesn't state that she'll be responsible for levels 81 to 90 and managing the overgrown forest. Furthermore, it's worth mentioning that right before Rimuru gave her the name of Kumara, I'm not sure whether if this was a visual error or deliberate choice because in the light novel, it was stated that Kumara should have 4 tails after spending time with Ranga inside Rimuru's shadow, but in the episode, we only see 3 tails. Also, once she acquired her name, her tail was supposed to grow from 4 to 9, but I can only count 6 tails, although it could just be the angle. Regardless, I know I'm just nitpicking at small details, but what do you guys think about this error, or was it an intentional design choice? And if you're interested in learning more about Kumara, feel free to check out my character breakdown video for her. With the issue regarding the overgrown forest and floor bosses resolved, Rimuru wanted to hear about Soei's report on Viscount Kazak and his connections to the illegal slave trade, so Soei reveals that the Viscount has been arrested and Ortrus, an international crime syndicate infamous for their slave trade business, has been dismantled by the chosen hero Masaoki Honjo, who is now on his way to Tempest to return the enslaved elves that he freed. But because the Western nations were calling his journey as a quest to eliminate the Demilord, Soei along with Diablo and Shion suggested to eliminate Masaoki before he arrives, which was opposed by Rimuru since provoking a chosen hero right before the Founders Festival start would definitely affect the image of Tempest, so he orders them to stand down and let him handle Masaoki instead like we see in the episode. In any case, switching over to the Ingratiate Kingdom, we are introduced to the Lightspeed hero Masaoki Honjo, the epitome of plot armor, and his party, which consists of Jiwoo, Jinrai, and Bernie as they are all preparing to set out for Tempest. But in the preceding sequence, we are shown his backstory and how he came to the Tensura world, which took place around a year ago. To explain, when he was returning from school with his friends, he noticed a pretty girl with blue hair, but before he could tell his friends, Masaoki was suddenly teleported to the Tensura world. Also, for those that do not know, the girl he saw is actually quite crucial to the overall story, and no, that's not Rimuru. However, we won't learn about her until volume 15, so I won't reveal her character name to avoid spoiling people. Now back to the topic at hand. When Masaoki arrived in the world, he was complaining that it doesn't feel like the typical isekai experience at all, and was cursing the blue-haired girl for distracting him, which wasn't shown in the episode. Nevertheless, as Masayuki was looking for a way to earn money for food despite not understanding the local language, he would encounter the girl that we see in the anime who was being chased by Jinrai, and apparently the following interaction was depicted quite differently as compared to the light novel. Basically, in the light novel, Masayuki was portrayed to be more selfish and cowardly, as he was always looking for ways to escape from Jinrai, but he was only forced to stay because the girl was clinging onto him. And when Masayuki was able to awaken the unique skill Chosen One and finally understand the language of the world, he planned on begging for mercy, but again, the girl somehow made the situation even worse by throwing him under the bus. Furthermore, Masayuki even stated in the light novel how he wasn't behaving in a heroic manner at all, but the voice of the world simply kept triggering various new sub-skills that were under Chosen One, which felt undeserved. Now compare that to the way Masayuki was depicted in the anime. The implication was that he was behaving in a more selfless manner, which definitely made more sense in the context of his skill set, and the way the anime explains the various effects of the sub-skills was executed quite well in the episode. But if you're interested in learning more about Masayuki, I've already done a full character breakdown for him, so be sure to check the video out. Nonetheless, after Jinrai was defeated by Masayuki, he decided to become his subordinate, and there was an additional passage in the light novel where the crowd claimed that Masayuki was the incarnation of a famous blonde-haired chosen hero that used to exist in the past. But no matter how hard Masayuki tried to refute the claims, everyone seems to be ignoring him. And the reason for this is due to his skill Chosen One, which forces people to woo him in a positive manner, and because Masayuki had no way of stopping the skill from pushing him on the path of becoming a hero, he ultimately chose to play along, and this would be the birth of the legend of the Lightspeed hero. Anyways, Masayuki and Jinrai were later escorted to the Freedom Association headquarters where Masayuki would meet with Yuki Kagurazaka. And after he registered as an adventurer, he was introduced to Bernie, an other worlder from the United States who would join his party. And this wasn't revealed in the episode, but Masayuki was able to earn the nickname of Lightspeed because in just half a year, his party was able to reach rank A, and with the addition of the effects of Chosen One, their reputation grew even faster. The last member to join his party would be Jiwoo, who Masayuki met during a martial tournament, and in the light novel, it was stated that he won the entire tournament without needing to draw his sword because his opponent simply surrendered. But this also made his fame grow so much that he eventually accepted his fate as a chosen hero, although he still hated all the attention, believing that he is simply a fraud. Moving on to present day, Masayuki's team was given a request from Yuki to take down the slave trade organization Otras, which was secretly operating out from the small nation of Balakia, and the mission briefing shown in the episode would happen in a similar fashion to the light novel, with them choosing to accept the mission. When they arrived at Balakia, Masayuki's team was invited to attend a luxurious ball by the king, but somehow the effect of Chosen One causes Masayuki to stumble upon a secret meeting between Count Braver and Marquis Gozel. Then the rest of the sequence in the anime of Masayuki's team discovering the connection the two nobles have with Otras would proceed accordingly with the light novel, and Masayuki's skill again guided the entire situation to favor him. So having discovered that Otras was using the nation of Balakia as a front for their operations, the king enlisted the help of Masayuki's team to eliminate the organization, and this wasn't explicitly stated in the episode, but in the light novel, Masayuki will be leading a joint operation involving adventurers from the Freedom Association and the Balakia military to take down the organization. And with the effect of Masayuki's Chosen One, the operation was a resounding success, which further improved his fame across the world. The rest of the sequence that we see in the anime of the king asking for Masayuki's team to escort the elves back to the Great Jura Forest because he feared that Rimuru might retaliate against their nation would be the same as the light novel. And I like to think that this was Yuki's intentions all along, to see if Masayuki's Chosen One would be able to twist the narrative and public perception of Rimuru in a negative manner, and maybe even having Masayuki fight him. I guess that's why Yuki was so adamant about Masayuki taking on this mission. Regardless, Masayuki's team soon departed from the Ingratiate Kingdom and were heading towards temples, with the rest of the sequence in the anime playing out the same as the light novel. Now, before I end the video, I wanted to inform everyone that episode 18 will be delayed because Japan will be showing the Olympics on that day, but there will be a recap episode released on the 10th of August, which is told from Luminous's perspective. So those are the cut content that were removed and my breakdown for episode 17. This episode was essentially just filler before the Founders Festival, although I still had fun watching it and I enjoyed seeing Masayuki finally having his debut in the anime. However, I'm still disappointed with the lack of Zagion and Apito in the anime, which is my only complaint so far. But yeah, what about you guys? What do you think of Masayuki's character and what are your thoughts on the anime avoiding showing Zagion and Apito? Feel free to share your opinions and comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed this cut content video, remember to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button for more cut content videos as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe everyone.